Okay, it's been a while since I did an update, and I got some updates here. My fennel. I'm sorry, my fennel. I don't even eat fennel. I don't know why I planted it, but it looks good. It's pretty, if nothing else. So this is one of them. It's real pretty. Next door, I planted some Asian beans. I don't have a lot of room, but I put up this little trellis all the way up there. Last year I planted Kentucky Wonders. This year I planted, they're supposed to be what they call yard-long beans. I don't have a measuring stick. And I don't know how long this is. Actually, I'll go get a measuring tape, I guess. Okay, I went and got the measuring tape, and it's, well, let's see, tip to tip, right around 24, what is that? About 25 inches. Well, that's not too bad. A 25-inch bean. I'll take that. So underneath of it, I have some radishes that didn't. They never did radish. I never did get any radishes, so I'm raising them for the seeds. And they're blooming right now. They went into. How do you say? They went into bloom. They bolted. Yeah, there you go. There's the word I was looking for. And they have some pretty little flowers on them. This one is bolted pretty good, and I'm just going to see if I can't get any seeds off of it, and if nothing else, enjoy the flowers. Next door is a Swiss chard, and basically it's bolted. We're bolting. And then we have some more Asian beans. Next to that we have some garlic that I probably need to pick because it's drying up. It's getting... There's one head to head. That's a skate. How you say it's skate? And that's going into seed, I guess. I don't know what that is. I'll just leave that. I cut all the other scapes off because I said to cut them off. Around the corner we have some strawberries. They're not doing as good as they did last year. I don't know why. And then I have some more fennel that I probably need to cut out of there because they're blocking my tomatoes, but in a way they're shading them too. And I can't really remember I think these are Better Boy tomatoes. And down here I have a Mr. Stripey. Let's see, little Mr. Stripey, if you can see that. They're gonna look like that. And I've got several tomatoes, I think. Yeah, this is that tomato plant. I've got several. There's tomatoes all over the place. Oh, they're all small. Oh, there's one down there. There's a little Mr. Stripey down there. I don't want to mess with it too much. You can see it right there. Oh, but anyway, I have everything in a tote gardening. Next door I have a green, used to call green stripey tomatoes. My girlfriend in Chicago gave me. And see, they're loaded. They have, oh yeah, they do have like little green stripes on them. Let's see the stripes now. And I think they get about as big as a cherry tomato. And they may even be ripe, because I don't think they turn the green. Okay. Next to that, a couple more tomato plants. Let's see, this one, it's doing pretty good. Got a lot of tomatoes. Next door to it, another tomato plant. Got a lot of tomatoes. Another tomato plant. Let's see. Yeah, there's some tomatoes there. There's tomatoes everywhere. Next door to that, we have some cucumbers that I think these were pickling cucumbers because they kind of curled. That one curled. And there's a tomato turning. They're not getting real big this year. There's a real curly cucumber right here. See it? Where is it? Right there. It's real curly. But yeah, cucumber's a cucumber. And then I have some more beans. Planted some more Asian beans. And next to that we have our asparagus. This is the first year for asparagus. And it's doing really well. And you have to let it grow for I think 2 or 3 years, and then it gets real thick, and then you can harvest it. And the last one here is cherry tomatoes. I got like 4 or 5 cherry tomatoes over here, and they're just everywhere. They're loaded. They haven't started turning red yet. Let's see, there's a bunch down there. They're getting pretty good size. Let's see. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yep, a whole bunch of cherry tomatoes down there. They're all over. Okay. Over here I have 2 more tomato plants. These are called Bradleys. I never grew these before. This is called a Bradley heirloom. Bradley heirloom tomato. And little baby squirrel screaming in the background. And next door I got another Bradley tomato plant. And I have a lot of tomatoes this year, but they don't seem to be very, very big. So here's another tomato. This is a little verbena. Just a little verbena I planted. Next to that I planted some carrot seeds and some celery. That doesn't seem to be doing a whole lot, so that's okay. You have to try. You know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. But I think I'm going to get some carrots out of this. They're just kind of, everything's going slow this year. Next to that, I had some, sweet potatoes that were growing inside my house. They started growing, so I put them in a little bit of dirt. And I found out that some people eat the tops, the leaves. But what I'm doing is I'm growing the leaves, the slips. They call it slips. And you cut the slips off, put them in water, let them root, and it doesn't take but a week to root them. And then you put the slips in the ground. That's how your sweet potatoes grow. So I didn't know. I thought they grew like regular potatoes, but they don't. So I'm going to harvest the slips, and I'm going to redo this tub. I got to fill it back up with the dirt I took out, and then we're going to root the slips and plant them. I have some inside that I'm already rooting. And this is just another little flower. It's just sitting there looking pretty. Next to that I have some okra. I planted some okra seed. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 okra. And yes, you guessed it, yet another cucumber plant that was growing out of another pot, and I didn't want to throw it away, so I stuck it in there. And I probably should have put it in the back so I could have used a trellis. You don't want to transplant cucumbers after they're that big. They don't like it, so I don't know what I'm going to do. I might try to stick it somewhere else. Okay, and there's some onions. Onions need potash, I think, is what the gentleman was saying the other day. He said 10, 20, 10. But I've fertilized them a little bit. And I think they also said you don't really want to put them in the ground that deep. And I thought somebody was telling me that. I thought that they were not telling me the truth. But it's the truth. These actually might have been planted a little too deep, this one especially. My neighbor knows more about planting than I do, and she said you want the bulbs kind of exposed a lot, or they won't get big. So just a little bit about your onions. But even if I get small onions, I don't care. So they're just onions. And here's my pineapple plant. I put a pineapple top in there and kept watering it, and it's growing. These are, I forget the name of these, but they're real pretty. Rose of Sharon, I don't know what they are. Is that what they are? Rose of Sharon, I forget. They're real pretty. They give me all kinds of pretty flowers. Here is my thornless raspberry. And if you've been with me for a while, since I built the trellis, you know how big this has grown in just 2 years. Last year it was real little. This year it has covered the trellis. And I don't know, there might be a raspberry out here today to pick. My cats are talking to each other. Each one has their own little territory. They're getting more, stop it. They get more territorial as we go about. They all love me and they're very jealous. So I'm constantly playing lion tamer. Okay, now the squirrel is yelling at the cat. We have a 3-ring circus out here. The bird's yelling at the squirrel's yelling at the cat. We're all having a jamboree out here today. Let's see. You're interrupting. We have the bird feeder down here, and they're all mad because my cat is sitting out there. Oh, they're mad. I have some seed out, and they can't get to it because of the cat. And they're all mad. Yeah. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, praise the Lord. Nice wasp over there. Oops. Okay, we have some zinnia that I grew from seed. I grew these from seed. I never planted and grew flowers from seed. So I'm kind of proud of these. I got all different little flowers, and I never grew flowers from seeds before, so it's like really pretty. And on the bottom I have some more of these, I don't know, Rosa Sharon, whatever they're called. I'm not really particularly sure what they're called. Another little tub in the back. And then I got a couple of impatiens. One there, my unthornless. This one's got full of thorns. This is my red raspberry vine that is growing by leaps and bounds. It's huge. Well, it's not huge, but I mean it's pretty big. I'll have to step back to let you see. There's a little tiny stick when I first got it, and now I have to put the trellis up behind it, and I never have gotten around to doing that yet. And I planted it for my husband. I don't care for crazy, thorny things, but he loves red raspberries, so I thought I'd plant it for him. And then there's my other impatient down there. It needs probably a little bit of water. Oh, it's just loaded. There's one down there. There's a couple more over there. One of the easiest things to grow, in my opinion, would be a yellow crookneck squash. I can look at these things and they grow. I don't know. They're not very hard at all to me. They just, they grow very, very easy. And I've got those two. Whoops. And then I've got two more in back of it in another tub over here. Just a small tub. You can get these tubs at Walmart, drill out the bottoms. And it's leaning out of the tub, but there's the one. There's the other, and if I back up, you can see. I don't want to fall here. I've got holes and different things. Well, let's see if I can. Whoops. Okay. There's one, there's the other, and the tub right there in back of it. So there's 4 yellow crookneck squash. That's more than enough for 2 people. I share it with my neighbors usually. Here in the next several weeks I'll have yellow squash coming out of my ears. I'll be giving it away to everybody. Here's another little, I'm not even sure what that's called, but it's pretty, isn't it? You got the pink and the green, real pretty. So I just stuck it there because it was burning up in the sun, so I put it under. This mimosa tree came in handy. Yes, you can grow things in partial shade, partial sun. And they're growing quite well. I have a piece of ginger that I put in the ground like 3 months ago. I thought it wasn't going to grow. Look at that. And I got a piece of ginger growing now. I'm real proud of my ginger. So, hi to my friend out in Chicago, Opal. Here's my ginger plant. I told you it was growing. That's my ginger. And then I have a cucumber vine and a cacao pumpkin vine. This is the cacao pumpkin vine. It doesn't look real healthy on the bottom, but it gave me a pumpkin, a cacao pumpkin, right here. Oop. Which I probably need to put some support under because it's getting kind of heavy. And next to it, I have a little cucumber plant that's still growing. And if I can lean over, they're hanging out of the tree. So I have a cucumber tree. There's one there. And there's, whoops, another cucumber. And there's another cucumber. Cucumbers are coming out of the tree. So, okay, on to the next tote. In this tote I have 2 plants. One is a butternut squash vine. And there's my butternut squash. I got 2. 1, 2, yeah. And they're doing pretty good. I don't eat a lot of butternut squash, so I didn't know if it would grow or not. So it's growing at a pretty good pace. Oh, here's another flower. So I don't really know too much about butternut squash, if they're self-pollinating or if there's male, female. I haven't looked into that. All I know is I got 2 growing on the floor, and it looks like I got some more flowers right here. I got this one and this one in front of it that opened up, so we might be getting a couple more. Oh, it looks like there's another one. Okay, so the butternut squash is doing well. On the other side, right here, is what they call a sugar baby watermelon, and that's going that way. That vine, praise God. And in the middle of all this mess, I have a tomato plant I forgot I put in here. Oh, that my squash plant is kind of squishing. Whoops, I kind of need to hold that up. I need to stake that tomato plant up. I didn't realize that was still in there. Okay, and next to it, I have another tomato plant. These are cherry tomatoes that I cut the tops off a couple cherry tomato plants, and I stuck them in here just to see if they root. And I forgot about it. I had them in here, and they're rooted and they're growing. Okay. And this is, what is that? I forgot those plants, the name of them. Oh shoot, I forgot the name of these. But anyway, I planted all this in seed. It's a little tote. Not carnation. I can't think of the name of them right now. Marigolds.